Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back to Duality 7X. Listen, hot off the press, this is a bonus episode. UFC Shanghai wrapped up, and we're going to give you guys some of the results. So if you guys are just waking up, then you missed the unbelievable slumber that just occurred not too long ago. Hours into the early wee mornings here of North America. But the good thing is, if you had a chance to watch it, then this is one of those fights that you're actually happy that you actually had the chance to watch it. And yeah, you missed a little bit of sleep over it. Not a big deal, guys. The excitement was so explosive. It was next level. And I'm super excited. I just want to kind of share with you just some results. And look, if you live in Europe, then you guys are absolutely loving this because you had the opportunity to see probably one of the best fights in like the longest time. And I'm not just saying that, guys. Look, there's been a lot of talk about guys like Johnny Walker. He's kind of washed up. He's not really gonna, he's not gonna be able to deliver against the likes of like Mingyang Zhang. And well, let me tell you something, okay? Walker came to deliver. But before I even get into that, what if I told you that a few sneaky calf kicks could turn like a homecoming brawl into a career reset moment for this man? Would you believe me? Because in UFC Shanghai tonight, Johnny Walker shocked the world. And he took down a red-hot Zhang Mingyang with a brutal leg attack. And it was absolutely unreal. So stick around, guys. I'm Sheeraz. This is Duality 7X. This is a bonus episode, guys. This is like early in the morning for you guys. I normally post around, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And but because UFC Shanghai tonight just happened, I need to put this episode out there right away. We're also going to have another episode that's coming out again, regular standard time at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And it's going to feature Brock Lesnar and Daniel Cormier. So I hope you guys are excited about that. And I might actually have another bonus episode a little bit later tonight. I'm still kind of contemplating on whether or not I want to actually release that. But if I do, it'll be a surprise. So, welcome back, guys. Look, Johnny Walker pulled off one of the most insane comebacks yet. All right. And, as I mentioned, guys, like his leg attacks, holy smokes. I don't want to be on the receiving end of that. It's pretty crazy, right? So here's how it kind of broke down. Mingyang Zhang is absolutely what a phenomenal athlete. Okay, look, he's a hometown favorite. He dominated round one, and there was a lot of hard shots. He had some top control as well too, and you could argue that he pretty much had Walker shaking. There was if you watch the fight. And if you watch round one, especially in the early part of round one, you're almost guessing to yourself that this is it for Walker. He's probably not going to last. He's probably not even going to make it to round two. Maybe he will, but I honestly, watching this fight, I felt that Walker was going to probably be taken out within the first few rounds, right? And then something happened because in round two, and I don't know if it was Walker's camp or who knows, but something happened and he flipped the script, guys. And he flipped the script in a savage manner with two beautiful calf kicks that I honestly felt anyone who was watching this would have probably or almost looked as if Zhang's legs were broken. It was that brutal. All right. Now just remember, Zhang dominated round one. He had full control over Walker. He had his way with him. And then Walker flipped the script, comes back into round two, and he almost breaks Zhang's legs. Yes, guys. It was absolutely crazy. And from there, it was just all Walker, and he just pounced to the point where the referee is like, "Look, I had enough," and he ended up walking out of there with the TKO, round number two, in 2 minutes and 37 seconds of round two. TKO. Congratulations, Johnny Walker. That was a beautiful hats off performance, and I mean, I'm still in shock, guys, because I'm watching this fight, and you can tell like my eyes are a little red. I'm a little tired, but Zhang looked unbeatable. And guys, I mean, UFC, fight night in Shanghai. I wish I was there. I mean, what a beautiful nation, what a beautiful culture. The fans were just on par. It looked like it was such a good time. Everyone was having a great time, and what a card, right? I mean, like I said, Zhang looked unbeatable quite early. He stuffed takedowns, landed elbows. He counter-struck with like precision, and that's exactly what you want to see. If I'm in Zhang's corner, and he's doing all the right stuff up until this point, right? So, and honestly, all Walker could have really done is just survive and hope that he tries to get a takedown early, or he's lucky with a couple shots. But I mean, with the way things are going, the stand-up wasn't going to work in Walker's favor until the magic happened in round two, and I don't know if it was, who knows? I mean, I don't know if it was strategy or if he just dug down deep into his soul and he realized what was on the line. This is a guy who a lot of people wrote off. A lot of people thought he's not going to be able to come back after this. He's just going to be a walking journeyman and, eventually phase out into the sunset. Wrong. This wasn't just a decision win. This wasn't a win that left people kind of second guessing themselves. If okay, Walker won, but it was really close. But does he have enough gas to come back again and have a stellar performance in another fight? No. This was a statement. This was a statement to the world that Johnny Walker is here and he wants to fight. And it was absolutely crazy. I mean, Walker lands that first low kick to Zhang, and you could see Zhang's leg kind of buckles, and then he goes for another one, and then it's just game over. And then Walker takes him down and rains down those punches and fury and elbows, and after that, there was just no recovery, and there was no mercy from Walker. And I'm telling you, that strategy, that's using his his mixed martial arts, IQ sense. And he recognized vulnerability when he saw it, right? And he just exploited it, to its maximum potential. And look, let's be real, man. This Walker he used all brains in this. It was almost like watching a Khamzat Chimaev fight. Although Khamzat always talks about he doesn't have a game plan, he walked in with the game plan, guys. And his game plan was just to seek and destroy. And then the title picture was just kind of shaken up because now that Walker's back in the win column, this is going to be really exciting for the execs at the UFC to really kind of determine what happens next. And as he was looking for redemption, while he's there in the octagon being interviewed, guess what? Johnny Walker calls out Jan Blachowicz. And, this calling out could technically put him right back front and center into the contender track. And so that was just a genius move, right? And I mean, Jan Blachowicz, this guy's that's the fight that everybody wants to see, right? Now, what about Zhang? Right? That dream homecoming turned into a nightmare. And guys, like, look, if this was, you know, from what I'm hearing, it's been a long time since, I think it was like 8 years since the UFC came back into China, right? And I mean, all this went down in the Mercedes-Benz Arena in Shanghai, China. History was made, and for Mingyang, the question kind of comes down to is what's next, right? Because technically he's only lost once in years, and now because of the level of caliber of fighter that Ming Yang is, he's going to come back. He's going to bounce back, and he is a top seasoned pro. Guys, this guy's he had a bad fight. All right, those leg kicks. I mean, I don't know what was going on, but it just wasn't his night. Now other fighters are gonna take note of this, and in Zhang's next fight, somebody's gonna try to exploit him the way Johnny did as well too in this fight. So that's gonna be interesting. So he's gonna have to work on his defense a little bit. And look, a guy like Zhang is so explosive, especially in the early rounds. He proved it, in UFC Fight Night in Shanghai. He dominated Walker. I honestly didn't think Walker was going to be able to recover. I honestly didn't think. And I'm not saying I thought that Zhang was going to knock him out and finish it off in like round two. But I started to have doubts as to whether or not Walker was actually going to get out of round two, possibly even round three. So it was absolutely crazy. What turned out to be a dream for Johnny Walker and his camp turned out to be an absolute nightmare for Zhang. That said, both of these guys are unbelievable fighters. Kudos goes out to Johnny Walker for calling out Jan Blachowicz, because that's a fight that it's definitely going to put him right to the top, and it's going to be creating a lot of buzz. A lot of people are going to be talking about it. That's what you want to hear. And Zhang's just going to have to look. It's a loss. It is what it is. He's going to have to go back, talk with this camp, talk with this team. He's going to have to regroup, and he's going to have to get back into training mode and then come back bigger than ever, stronger than ever. And he's going to have those explosive rounds early, and he's going to have to finish it early. He's got a lot that is riding on him as well too, right? So here's my question to you guys, right? What do you think? Should Walker face Blachowicz next? I want to see that. Or does it make sense for, say, Zhang to get a rebound fight in China? I don't know. Like, I don't know if I really want to see Zhang and Walker again round two. I really want to see what Walker has, and I want to see him take on some, I want to see him take on the likes of Jan Blachowicz, and then see kind of what happens after that. Is he going to, now that he wants to push himself to the top of the tier, then give him that opportunity. He proved himself in decisive fashion over Zhang, so give him that opportunity. As for Zhang, I want to see Zhang take on another opponent. So that's it for now, guys. I mean, well, here, actually, before I sign off, as I mentioned, in the 205-pound category, Johnny Walker took out Zhang in a round two TKO. It was absolutely unbelievable. He took him out with ground strikes, but it was the leg kicks, guys, that totally destroyed Zhang to the point where he couldn't recover. And then you had Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. And Sterling defeated Ortega by unanimous decision. This was actually a really good fight, guys. It was 50-45, 50-45, 50-45 from all three judges. But good for Sterling. He gets to live on and fight another day. In the 265-pound category, you had Sergey Pavlovich, take on Waldo Cortez Acosta. Now, Pavlovich is a monster. He is an absolute monster. He defeated Acosta, and the judges had it 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. Guys, the division's getting so interesting, right? I mean, you get guys like Sergey Pavlovich. He just goes in there and he just wrecks shop. He does what he's supposed to do. There's so much, like so many storylines that can kind of come out of this, right? Let's see some other notables in here. I'm not going to go through the whole card. Let's see here. Okay. Loner Kavanaugh took on Charles Johnson. Oh my gosh, guys. This was like a prelim fight. Holy schmoly, this should have been as one of the co-main events of the evening. Oh my gosh, Charles Johnson is a freaking monster. He dismantled Kavanaugh in such a decisive fashion. It was absolutely incredible. He knocked him out. Beautiful punch. Round number 2, just at the tail end of the round. Guys, because of, unfortunately, I can't show the highlights due to copyright claims, but holy guys, you guys got to see this. Charles Johnson made a statement, and then what's interesting is when he was being interviewed in the ring at the end of his fight, he spoke in Chinese. And that won over the crowd. It was absolutely great. So that was a really good one. Oh, and the other one I wanted to talk about was Michael Pereira versus Kyle Daukaus. Now, there was a lot of buzz about Pereira and Daukaus going into Shanghai, and a lot of people were on the Pereira bandwagon, and you know what? Daukaus came out there and he defeated Pereira with the TKO, with the flurry of punches in round number 1, guys, and it was honestly like Tyson-ish, because it was within 43 seconds of round 1. I don't know what's going on with Pereira. If he wants to be a noteworthy contender and somewhat of relevance, he needs to step up his game. And it's easy for me to say because I'm not a fighter and I'm behind the scenes, I'm behind the camera, and I do this. These guys, for what they have to put their bodies through, the physical, the mental, the everything they have to do when it comes to their training, their dieting, just to perfect their craft, it's so next level that we can't even fathom that. We can't even comprehend that. But as an outsider watching this, I think Pereira is a guy that has a lot of talent. He has a lot of talent. And it's unfortunate that he got taken out so quickly, especially in the early round like that. So he really needs to bounce back. So what happens with him is going to be interesting to see. And of course, there was a lot of other noteworthy fighters here. Rongshu versus Hubbard. He defeated Hubbard by unanimous decision. Yishao versus Weston Wilson. Yishao defeated Wilson by a flurry of TKO punches, also in round number 1, and that was at 37-second mark. So a little quicker than the Pereira Daukaus fight. And then Long Xiao versus Su Yong Yu. Apologize if I'm butchering these names. And Yu defeated Xiao by unanimous decision. And then we had Nargoze versus Satbaldev. And Satbaldev defeated Nargoze. I'm having such a difficult time pronouncing these names, with an Ezekiel choke in round number 1 at the 2-minute 45-second mark. All right, guys, that's UFC Shanghai. Fight night in Shanghai. Absolutely incredible. The whole card was top-notch, guys. I hope you guys get a chance to watch it. Thank you for sticking around. Please smash a like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Hit the bell notification so you don't miss a beat. And this is a bonus episode, guys. We have another episode. Come back and visit us at around 6 p.m. Eastern, where I talk about Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Cormier. Very, very interesting take on that. And then I might, depending on how time goes, I might have another bonus episode later tonight. If not, then we'll see you back. Well, we'll see you again at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Thank you. Have a great rest of the day. Well, we'll see you back at the 6 p.m. Eastern mark. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Take care.